saturation region. The NMOS should also be in saturation region. So VGS minus VT starting from a finite value, if you sweep that, that is a change. So if VGS is less than VTH, then the graph is not valid. So you can see the graph carefully, it is from a finite value, not from 0.
If we consider that it is starting from a saturation point, pinch off point, then how then it is not a function of ID, is not a function of VDS in that case, then it is purely a function of VGS. So this even further deepen my doubt or my confusion.
Okay, so this is the graph that we are looking at, okay, where we have S minus VTH on this axis, and we have GM over here. So what is the equation that we are using to govern? GM equal to 2 times ID over minus VTH. Now this is defined for system in saturation, right? GM is defined for device is in saturation. Okay. What is the current equation that is being used to govern here? Current equation is ID is equal to half UNCox then W by L minus VTH whole square. So this is the equation that we are trying to govern. Another thing that we have not used is here is 1 plus VDS by PA. Okay, so this is the effective current equation that we are going to see. Now, what happens when you have this kind of a scenario? So please bear with me just 2 minutes because we might be using this a little more. So I thought let me just make a neat diagram. So what happens is now your point right now that you're writing, can I use my current equation even though it is valid here? How do I get this graph? So
Right, sir.
right. So now this particular question is going to be what is VGS, and this is fixed ID. Right, and here I have my supply which is already present. Okay. So now let us slowly begin understanding what is the thing that is we have to look at. So in this particular case, we will look at what is the voltage present here. So can someone tell me what is the voltage that is present here?
That
what is
is
the-
VD, whatever is VDD, because we are considering this as an ideal current source, right? So whatever is at the supply, that will be coming at the drain source supply.
Are you sure? So ideal current source doesn't have a drop?
It will.
Will it have a drop or no? Okay.
I don't think it should not have any drop, because if we plot along xy axis, then it will start just from x is equal to 0, a constant current will start flowing.
Correct, right? So this is just to
we
confirm
will
that
just we will all bring pinch off to the x is equal to 0 axis on y axis. So x is equal to 0 point. So in that case,
so this is VDD is what you are saying. Okay,
full VDS is basically 0.
right.
Otherwise, it will be VDD minus VDS of that PMOS. Am I right, sir?
So right now this value is going to be VDS in this case. Here, this VDS will be equal to VDD in an ideal current source when this is constant. Okay. So what happens when you start varying this one? What happens when you start to vary this device voltage here? So we'll see what happens when VGS.
Sir, we start from 0.
Yes, you start from 0.
VGS is 0. Okay, sir.
We will start from VGS is 0 itself. So what will happen when VGS is 0? Nothing is there. So till you reach VT, channel will not be found. So typically you are going to see your when VT is equal to 0, you are here.
Okay,
You
then
don't
what
expect
about the
any
current
current to
source?
flow. You don't expect any current flow right there. So only after a certain amount of VGS is present, right? VGS minus VT, which is a positive value, you will assume what is the current flowing here.
So ideally, current should flow, but the MOSFET will get damaged, right?
MOSFET will get damaged. Yes.
Yes, it is cut off, so there is a high resistance. It has no path, so it will burn off the MOSFET most probably.
Yes. So it's actually not going to burn off. It is only going to be, say, when there is absolutely nothing there, you have to understand that this, as you slowly increase, the pinch off will slowly lead to the depletion layer. So you should understand burn off will not happen. What will happen is the amount of capacitor that is sitting there, right, that will take up the charge and just keep it there. It will start using the electric field. And as you know, as the VGS minus VTH we discussed yesterday, as you increase that, the conductivity also will reduce. So there is some amount of resistance will come into play.
Yes.
Okay, we discussed this yesterday, right? So some amount of resistance will come into play, and that will not prevent any high current to flow through. So that is why you will have a finite amount of current coming slowly, but it will be very small amount of finite current. Okay. So once that finite amount of current comes, then you will see what is the GM value that is sitting here. Okay, let me write the condition correctly for this one. This is with AD is 5 step. Okay, so in this case, now you please let me take up Robin's doubt here. So if VGS, if I keep increasing VGS minus VT to a certain point, so since the ID is constant, what will keep decreasing? The GM will keep decreasing, meaning the conductivity or the transconductance of the device is constantly decreasing. See, that is going consistently with the same, okay, the conductivity of the device will reduce. So when the GM is, which is the transconductance, what is transconductance? 2 times ID over VGS. So it is an amount of change in the voltage that amount of change in the current which causes in the which is caused with the voltage. Now if there is no change in the voltage, no change in the current, and there is only going to be change in the voltage. So if ID is constant and VGS keeps increasing, if the denominator keeps increasing with a constant numerator, then the value will also start falling down. And it will fall down linearly or exponentially. Now, the reason it falls exponentially is because of your square term. Because ID has got a square term in the above, and your GM doesn't have a square term. So in effect, it will gradually degrade. It will have a sharp decline when the VGS minus VTH values is very small, and as that value keeps increasing, it will have a gradual decrease in the value. So you will actually have a decrease here. So this sharp decline that you will typically see will be at very small values. That is because this factor, when you keep this factor constant, this factor is got that you are varying right now. So from the moment you keep 0, it will not work. The moment you keep 0.01 and you move from 0.01 to 0.1, you will see a sharp decline. But once after that, as you keep increasing this value, right, as you keep increasing VGS minus VT in this direction, the impact that is will slowly start reducing. So that is what it is captured in this graph. Or if you want to see in the actual image, you will actually see this one.
So then lower equation, how, sir? ID is equal to VGS minus VTH. VGS ID is equal to second equation. How we are satisfying current equation of MOSFET?
Which this one? Okay. Let me just share it. Okay. Okay. So in that case, let me see. Now, which is your independent variable in the current equation?
Independent variable is mu and VGS minus VTH.
VGS minus VTH is one independent variable. Which is the other one? VDS will be the other one. Okay. Now, if you vary these two, your ID will change. Okay. So what is the expectation?
I think while driving that expression for GM, we have not considered second order effect. So we should never consider this VDS expression for that for explaining above. I think it can be explained without VDS. Maybe, sir, you can go ahead.
Okay, no, we will come back to that. Now, this is the behavior that is seen at including in a real scenario. If it is not in a real scenario, it will be a linear line which is falling. That's all. It will not be a curved line or not an exponential line. Without a second order effect, it will be a straight line because it's a linear relationship, right? According to the equation here, it is a linear relationship. This line should not be like this. In a sense, it would have been looking like this.
No. This 1 by x will always be like this, whatever previous graph is there.
What previous graph is there, right? So
1 by x will be always like this.
Why 1 by x is like that? We had this discussion yesterday. No, No, we had to discuss it. How do you explain this? The binomial theorem will come here only, right? If the x increases, if the x is very small, then you will see a larger change in initial. But as x tapers down, you will have the x square factors, x cube factors all coming into play. So that is why you will have this tapered or an exponential range. That is a classical definition of what is and how your 1 by x value looks like. Now, when you're keeping this 1 by x, now the question is, why is the current getting affected? So in this particular case, now if you remove ID, and what we will do is we will draw your the next equation graph. So now let us plot this graph together such that it clarifies your doubt. VGS minus VTH. Okay, and this will be ID. Okay, here you are not keeping anything constant. You are only keeping VGS minus VTH is going. Yes, in this case, the constant parameter is going to be your VDS is constant. Okay. Now, in this condition, how will the graph look like?
Square factor, kind of parabolic.
Kind of parabolic, right? So you will actually
X square is equal y is equal 4ax square, something like that.
So it's going to look something like this.
No, sir. Downside it will come.
Downside it will come.
Means this what I want to say, y is equal to 4ax square y.
Like diode characteristics.
Diode characteristics. Yeah.
Diode characteristics will come. It will come like this, right?
Right.
Why not like this?
Why? Because it is after some pinch off, it is
pinch off it will work. So that is a pinch off that you have to showcase. But see, I am not telling VGS. You are not seeing. I am saying VGS minus VT is on the next side. What is the X term? X term.
X term is VGS minus VTH. Is not it?
This graph is representing only when it is VGS, not VGS minus VTH.
Okay, sir. Correct.
So you have to change your thought correctly.
Correct, sir.
Right. What you said is it is going to be for not VGS minus VTH. You are going to say is there. It is already pinched off. So tell me how the graph is going to look. Because unless you answer this question, I cannot answer your other question.
See, shape will remain same. Only factor is that VTH, what it is doing, it is doing some minus from the original graph. So constant it is reducing from the original graph. Original graph.
Essentially, it will be like this, or it will be exponential like this. No, because assuming the pinch off is already here. For example, now this is the graph you are used to see, ID minus VGS curve, right? Now this VGS curve in this corner will go back now to 0 because VGS minus VT is sitting there. So will the graph look linear like this?
No, it will not be linear. What I want to say is the shape will remain constant. Only a factor that some minus that whatever curve minus some constant. Constant at every point will not change the shape. If we minus a constant from every point on that graph, what I want to say is that shape will not change. Only that y magnitude will change. See, any curve we take and we deduce a constant minus from that. We minus a constant term from that graph. Then the shape of that graph will never change. That is what I want to tell.
Correct. Yeah. So, so this graph is going to be like this, is what you said, even with VGS minus VTH, or the graph is going to be like this, or the graph will be like this.
Now we are plotting with VGS.
No, it is still VGS minus VTH only.
Okay. So now it will start from origin.
No, it will start from origin. Yes.
Origin.
Okay.
And that it will increase. If we are plotting with VGS, then it will start from VTH. But essentially, the shape of curve will remain same.
How will it remain same? You're saying the constant is present, right? So you're okay. So if the shape remains same, then the shape is going to look something like this. Okay, let me first draw here. So this is how the curve will look for VGS minus VTH, right? Or VGS curve only.
VGS curve.
Okay. Why am I not able to stop this one? So what you're saying is, now this is how VGS, so what I'll do is I'll move this to VGS minus VT, it will look like this here. So shape is essentially like...
Yeah, that is what my understanding is. Maybe I'm like almost sure on this.
Okay, so now, okay, so let's, fine, we can work with this graph also, no problem. Okay, so this is how the current equation will behave. Okay, now, keeping ID constant means at one particular point, so you have to make the system work at one particular point. So at this ID equal to constant point, you will have VGS also is going to be a constant at that particular point. Okay, now with this in place, when you have this ID is constant, so you have biased your device at this particular point. Okay, now after taking this, now move your attention to the above graph. After you are biased it at this particular VGS minus VTH, so this bias is done. So this is also fixed now. For constant ID, now the bias is fixed here. This is that bias point that you are going to refer. So this VGS minus VT is what you are going to apply here. So once this is applied, you have got a constant current which is coming, constant voltage which is going to come, your environment is fixed. Now, keeping into this consideration, how does the GM vary when you vary VGS minus VTH? So current equation is satisfied. So we have
the moment,
here.
Okay, the
So
moment we say VGS minus VTH is varying, so ideally both the x-axis should vary.
Yes, both the x-axis
of above graph, x-axis of below graph are varying. The moment we say VGS is varying.
Yes, but we have enforced the ID to be current from here. So extra current cannot come from anywhere. Where is extra current coming from?
Okay. Now I think okay.
So there is no room for extra current to come. That is the maximum value can come. The maximum value of ID is this value, what you're seeing below. This is the maximum value of current that can come, whatever be. You cannot go in this direction. This is not possible. Okay, but when you vary VGS, there is nothing stopping you to go from this, going in this direction.
Okay.
ID, maximum ID is fixed. But your system can draw only whatever value it wants. Okay. It's a current source, fixed current source is coming. So that is the maximum amount of current that will come. It will keep flowing through it. But how much is it being responding to the system is another thing you have to see. So that is how your GM will vary, because ID is kept constant. No additional current can come from anywhere. So GM will start with maximum and slowly reduce and saying, since I don't have any other response, the effective has to be the same. How is that to vary? You can take it up as a area under the curve kind of a scenario. So if you look at the area under the curve for a given voltage difference or given current difference, the area under the curve has to be constant, because energy is neither created nor destroyed. So it is only getting transformed from one phase to the other. So Robin, is that does that convince you?
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
No. If it's convinced, okay. If not convinced, we will find another way